Santa Claus, also known as Saint Nicholas, Saint Nick, Father Christmas, Kris Kringle, or Santa, is a legendary figure originating in Western Christian culture who is said to bring gifts during the late evening and overnight hours on Christmas Eve. He is said to accomplish this with the aid of Christmas elves, who make the toys in his workshop, and with the aid of flying reindeer, who pull his sleigh through the air. The popular conception of Santa Claus originates from folklore traditions surrounding the 4th century Christian bishop Saint Nicholas, the patron saint of children. Saint Nicholas became renowned for his reported generosity and secret gift-giving. The image of Santa Claus shares similarities with the English figure of Father Christmas, and they are both now popularly regarded as the same person. Santa is generally depicted as a portly, jolly, white-bearded man, often with spectacles, wearing a red coat with white fur collar and cuffs, white fur-cuffed red trousers, a red hat trimmed with white fur, a black leather belt and boots, carrying a bag full of gifts for children. He is popularly associated with a deep, hearty laugh, frequently rendered in Christmas literature as "ho, ho." This image originated in North America during the 19th century, influenced by Dutch immigrants who brought the legend of Sinterklaas, Saint Nicholas, to 17th century New Amsterdam, present-day New York City, and has been maintained and reinforced through song, radio, television, children's books, family Christmas traditions, films, and advertising. Saint Nicholas was a 4th century Greek Christian bishop of Myra, now Demara, in the region of Lycia in the Roman Empire, today in Turkey. Nicholas was known for his generous gifts to the poor, in particular presenting the 3 impoverished daughters of a pious Christian with dowries so that they would not have to become prostitutes. He was very religious from an early age and devoted his life entirely to Christianity. In continental Europe, more precisely the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, the Czech Republic and Germany, he is usually portrayed as a bearded bishop in canonical robes. In 1087, while the Greek Christian inhabitants of Myra were subjugated by the newly arrived Muslim Seljuk dynasty, and soon after their Greek Orthodox Church had been declared to be in schism by the Catholic Church, 1054 AD, a group of merchants from the Italian city of Bari removed the major bones of Nicholas's skeleton from his sarcophagus in the Greek church in Myra. Over the objection of the monks of Myra, the sailors took the bones of St. Nicholas to Bari, where they are now enshrined in the Basilica di San Nicola. Sailors from Bari collected just half of Nicholas' skeleton, leaving all the minor fragments in the church sarcophagus. These were later taken by Venetian sailors during the First Crusade and placed in Venice, where a church to St. Nicholas, the patron of sailors, was built on the San Nicolo a Lido. St. Nicholas's vandalized sarcophagus can still be seen in the St. Nicholas Church in Myra. This tradition was confirmed in 2 important scientific investigations of the relics in Bari and Venice, which revealed that the relics in the 2 Italian cities belonged to the same skeleton. St. Nicholas was later claimed as a patron saint of many diverse groups, from archers, sailors, and children to pawnbrokers. He is also the patron saint of both Amsterdam and Moscow. During the Middle Ages, often on the evening before his name day of 6 December, children were bestowed gifts in his honor. This date was earlier than the original Day of Gifts for the Children, which moved in the course of the Reformation, and its opposition to the veneration of saints in many countries, on 24 and 25 December. The custom of gifting to children at Christmas was propagated by Martin Luther, as an alternative to the previous very popular gift custom on St. Nicholas, to focus the interest of the children to Christ instead of the veneration of saints. Martin Luther first suggested the Christkind as the bringer of gifts, but Nicholas remained popular as gifts-bearer for the people. Father Christmas. The Ghost of Christmas Present, as illustrated by John Leech for Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol, 1843. Father Christmas dates back as far as 16th century in England, during the reign of Henry VIII, when he was pictured as a large man in green or scarlet robes lined with fur. He typified the spirit of good cheer at Christmas, bringing peace, joy, good food and wine, and revelry. As England no longer kept the feast day of St. Nicholas on 6 December, the Father Christmas celebration was moved to 25 December to coincide with Christmas Day, whose the Victorian revival of Christmas included Father Christmas as the emblem of good cheer. His physical appearance was variable, with one image being John Leech's illustration of the Ghost of Christmas Present, in Charles Dickens's festive story A Christmas Carol, 1843, as a great genial man in a green coat lined with fur who takes Scrooge through the bustling streets of London on the current Christmas morning, sprinkling the essence of Christmas onto the happy populace. Dutch, Belgian and Swiss folklore. And Sinterklaas, Netherlands, 2009, on his horse named Amerigo. See also Sinterklaas and Saint Nicholas. 1850 illustration of Saint Nicholas and his servant Père Fouettard/Zwarte Piet. In the Netherlands and Belgium, the character of Santa Claus competes with that of Sinterklaas. Based on Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus is known as the Kerstman in Dutch, the Christmas Man, and Père Noël, Father Christmas, in French. For children in the Netherlands, Sinterklaas remains the predominant gift giver in December. 36% of the Dutch only give presents on Sinterklaas evening or the day itself, 6 December, while Christmas, 25 December, is used by another 21% to give presents. Some 26% of the Dutch population gives presents on both days. In Belgium, presents are offered exclusively to children on 6 December. And on Christmas Day, all ages may receive presents. Saint Nicolas/Sinterklaas assistants are called Piétins or Père Fouettard in French, and they are not elves. In Switzerland, Père Fouettard accompanies Père Noël in the French-speaking region, while the sinister Schmutzli accompanies Sammy Claus in the Swiss-German region. Schmutzli carries a twig broom to spank the naughty children. Germanic paganism, Odin, and Christianization. An 1886 depiction of the long-bearded Norse god Odin by Georg von Rosen. Prior to Christianization, the Germanic peoples celebrated a midwinter event called Yule, Old English Giola or Julie. With the Christianization of Germanic Europe, numerous traditions were absorbed from Yuletide celebrations into modern Christmas, such as the Wild Hunt, frequently attested as being led by the god Odin, bearing among many names the names Yulnir, meaning young beard, in Old Norse, Vri. Odin's role during the Yuletide period has been theorized as having influenced concepts of Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus in a variety of facets, including his long white beard and his grey horse for nightly rides. Compare Odin's horse Sleipnir, or his reindeer, in North American tradition. Folklorist Margaret Baker maintains that the appearance of Santa Claus or Father Christmas, whose day is the 25th of December, owes much to Odin, the old blue-hooded, cloaked, white-bearded gift-bringer of the north, who rode the midwinter sky on his 8-footed steed Sleipnir, visiting his people with gifts. Odin, transformed into Father Christmas, then Santa Claus, prospered with Saint Nicholas, and the Christ child became a leading player on the Christmas stage. In Northern Europe, the Yule goat was an earlier bearer of gifts, which has to some degree become conflated with Santa Claus, for instance in the Finnish Joulupukki tradition. Early representations of the gift giver from church history and folklore, especially Saint Nicholas, merged with the English character Father Christmas to create the mythical character known to the rest of the English-speaking world as Santa Claus, a phonetic derivation of Sinterklaas in Dutch. In the English and later British colonies of North America, and later in the United States, British and Dutch versions of the gift giver merged further. For example, in Washington Irving's History of New York, 1809, Sinterklaas was anglicized into Santa Claus, a name first used in the U.S. press in 1773, but lost his bishop's apparel and was at first pictured as a thick-bellied Dutch sailor with a pipe in a green winter coat. Irving's book was a parody of the Dutch culture of New York, and much of this portrait is his joking invention. Irving's interpretation of Santa Claus was part of a broader movement to tone down the increasingly wild Christmas celebrations of the era, which included aggressive home invasions under the guise of wassailing, substantial premarital sex, leading to shotgun weddings in areas where the Puritans, waning in power and firmly opposed to Christmas, still held some influence, and public displays of sexual deviancy. The celebrations of the era were derided by both upper-class merchants and Christian purists.